Every interaction is a person who has their own unique story, their own challenges, and their own goals. So caught up in solving problems, making decisions, or staying focused on the goals that we forget to pause and listen. We developed a framework we call the equity approach. I found that when we apply this equity approach, you're not just solving a problem, you're strengthening relationships and building trust, which leads to deeper connections and greater collaboration. The information provided in this podcast is for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal, financial, or investment advice. Always consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Owner Mindset. Leading with empathy means you're not just managing people, you're trying to understand them. You're taking the time to see the world through their eyes, recognizing their challenges, their motivations, and their needs. Empathy isn't just about being nice. It's about building trust, creating psychological safety, and inspiring growth in the people around you. One challenge that many leaders face is what I call the empathy gap. It's when we get so caught up in solving problems, making decisions, or staying focused on the goals that we forget to pause and listen. When we're in a leadership role, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking we always need to be in the fix-it mode. But sometimes the most powerful thing that we can do as leaders is simply listen. In our property management company, where we're constantly dealing with situations where we need to show up with empathy and really hear our tenants or hear our clients and the issues they're bringing us, we've developed a framework we call the equity approach. It starts by really trying to understand and recognize the individual. Every interaction is a person who has their own unique story, their own challenges, and their own goals. Separate the individual from the issue at hand and remind yourself that your role here is to connect, not to divide. The second step is practice active listening. Go beyond hearing their words. Listen to the emotions and the unmet needs driving their concerns. Start asking clarifying questions to demonstrate actual genuine interest and really get to the heart of what's happening. For example, ask, can you tell me more about how this is impacting you? The third step is work to empower that person through collaboration. Instead of just solving the problem, invite their input. Ask questions like, what are your thoughts on how we can address this? Or what would a positive outcome look like for you? You'd be surprised that sometimes some of the best ideas don't come from your playbook or your processes. It might come from the person that's bringing you that problem. Next is value their perspective. Even when you disagree, there's value in understanding someone else's viewpoint. Acknowledge their perspective by saying, I appreciate you sharing your thoughts and I can see where you're coming from. This builds that mutual respect and paves the way for a solution. Above all, respect is paramount. No matter the situation or emotional state of the other person, lead with dignity and respect. Keep your tone calm, your language professional, and your focus solution-oriented. I found that when we apply this equity approach, you're not just solving a problem, you're strengthening relationships and building trust. People feel more heard, more valued, and respected, which leads to deeper connections and greater collaboration. Ask yourself, how might this approach change your conversation? Whether it's with a colleague or a friend, try these steps and notice the shift it creates in the way people respond to you. The culture you create, whether at work, at home, or in your own community, is a reflection of how you lead. When you lead with vulnerability, empathy, and authenticity, you create a culture where people feel safe to be themselves. They're more likely to share their ideas, admit mistakes, and take risks because they trust the environment that you're creating. Here's my challenge for you. Think about one area in your life where you could create more openness. What's one thing you could do today to show others that it's okay to be real? Maybe it's admitting a mistake to your team or having an honest conversation with a loved one. Take those small steps to create those big changes. Think about the next time you're leading a meeting or having a conversation at home. Instead of focusing on perfection, focus on progress. Ask for feedback, open up about a challenge you're facing, and watch others follow your lead and feel safe at the same time. I'd love to hear more about your journey and share your thoughts with me on social media using the hashtag #TheOwnerMindset. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who might need to hear it.
Anthony A. Luna is the CEO of Coastline Equity Property Management, based in Southern California. As a respected Forbes and Fast Company contributor, Anthony shares insights that help property management professionals excel while giving back to their communities. His upcoming book, Property Management Excellence, will be available in June 2025 on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and bookstores worldwide.